We're going into the third period, gold medal game, Canada, US. Fight Fiend has to make it quick. We're probably going to overtime, and we're taking Canada to win in overtime. So let's get straight to the UFC Houston forecast report. We're doing this each and every Sunday. Thanks for staying forecasted. Like the video, subscribe if you have not yet. We're giving out $50 each and every Friday on the Prop Fiend Show, live each and every event. This event, what in the fluff happened? What in the fluff happened? It started off with Fiend Juice Friday. We're doing this each and every week. Take a look at the drink. Layered it up, 3 layers for F3. Rocket style. That was a good drink. Check out the short videos on that one. Like I said, Prop Fiends live each and every event. It was a great event for Prop Fiends. We had a ton of fun, super horny, ton of laughs. Prelim Tim, he's still the prelim king. We're going to talk about that in a second. Just a ton of fun on the show. Arkansas MMA, AJ MMA, Prelim Tim, joined Fight Fiend, and we had a ton of fun. We're live each and every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So join the Fiends and get paid. Now, Prelim Tim was the prelim king. As we say, he lived up to the name this week in Houston with Carly Judy's decision. Check out Prelim Tim on Substacks, Instagram right now. Crack one, pour one, and let's have some fun while you take a look at that juicy Judy's decision prop of the week on the prelims. Big round of applause for Tim's horny ass. What a good prop of the week that was. Like I said, Prop Fiends live each and every event. The special guest brought the heat in Houston. Thank you, Prelim Tim, for being the prelim king once again. Now, the next fight was my lock of the week, Yadier Davaye. Now, the Zodiac was 85% confident in Jordan. Leave it. Normally, I wanted to leave it alone. Normally, I wouldn't want to bet this. Leave it alone. I couldn't. I put 1 unit. Probably should have put more. He won the fight here. Decision over Yadier Davaye. And I did a little write-up. I said the UFC is going to be looking into him immediately after this fight. It's funny because he lost to Isaac Dalgarian, who took a dive. There's betting scandals going on. FBI had to investigate. And I had a weird feeling as a 4-1 favorite, Del Val, Yadier Davaye, was going to lose at UFC Houston. Now, maybe he, let's go to the next slide. Maybe he rigged the fight. What if Yadier rigged the fight? What if the Cuban problem is the problem? What if, you imagine if he was the one rigging the fights the whole time? It's his enemy year. Maybe the FBI takes a dive into what he's doing. Now, I'm not saying he was the one rigging fights, but a little suspicious that he lost as a 4-1 betting favorite and everyone had him to win. He was my lock of the week. Now, the Zodiac was 85% confident in Jordan Levitt to win. The Monkey King, he got it done. We put 1 unit down to cover the locks of the week. Thankfully, I only put 4 units on the locks this week. Managed to make half a unit there. Couldn't believe it, though. I was going to leave that alone. I swear I was going to leave that alone. I did not even want to put that unit down, even though I was 85% confident on the Zodiac forecast. I did not think Jordan, the Monkey King, had a chance. And he did. He had more than a chance. He won unanimously in that one. Now, Jocelyn Edwards in a rematch did not need the judges' scorecard. In Houston, the ordinal is 112. And the opponents of Jocelyn Edwards just fell 1-12 inside the distance. This was a big finish win in a revenge spot, rematch spot for Jocelyn Edwards. She sunk in the submission round 2. That was a great performance. Rightfully the betting favorite. Now, she was a big betting favorite in this fight. That was one reason why I was confident in her in this rematch. The line kind of told us what we needed to know here. Now, in a 50-50 fight right before this, Punahele Soriano won a decision. That was Fight Fiend's pick. And right before that, JPL Jean-Paul Lesbanoni got it done by a decision. That one was a split decision, though. JPL needed a split decision. He's still a great prospect on the rise, but Phil Rowe, he just brings it a little too late in fights. Like late round 3, it was like, oh my gosh, Phil Rowe could knock this guy out. Where was that the whole fight? The Fresh Prince could be looking at a PFL contract now. I doubt he's back in the UFC with that record. And there's another fighter we're going to talk about in the future on the show here that is probably getting cut from the UFC. Become a forecaster. Join Patreon. Discord's absolutely free. Instagram, give us a follow. Become a forecaster right now, fiends. Fiends and forecasters, we're here. And the locks of the week, we're half here, 50%. Fluffy didn't do great in the main event. We'll talk about that in a bit. Yadier Devalle, he blew it as a 4-1 favorite. But Alex Correa had a great fight, decision win, great prospect on the rise here. And so did Jacoby Smith, another great fight from a prospect on the rise. One of these guys need to get booked on the White House. And I've been saying it the whole time. Let's get Jacoby Smith on that White House event. This guy is a very good fighter with the wrestling, power in the hands. This is an elite prospect from the United States. And he's deserving to be on that White House card. Early prelim, something like that. I could see it. Now, let's talk about someone else we got to cut. We got to cut this guy. Goodbye, Ode. He's now 13-10. How can we not cut him? I mean, we've cut a lot of good fighters recently, didn't we? If you look at the UFC roster, a couple names got snipped, like Jailton Almeida, Javid Bashrat. Like, are we keeping Ode Osborne? Hope not. Fucking hope not. Now, Michel Pieta, he's going to stay around here. Now, this split decision, let me know what you think. He probably lost, in my opinion. A lot of people think that too here now. This was a close fight. It was a weird fight. Even weirder, in my opinion, that Michel Pieta got it done. I thought Zachary's did just enough. Now, we'll look at the scorecard, not the scorecard, but we'll look at the stats on ESPN here. Wow. Submission attempt for Zach Reese. He had more strikes landed, more total strikes, and significant strikes. I mean, his accuracy was pretty good too. I felt like he was moving forward, and he looked less awkward and weird in there. So I thought he deserved the win for sure. Zach Reese in that one. Yeah, Pieta probably lost, in my opinion. Now, the locks of the week, Jacoby Smith. Get him on the White House. What a fucking performance, man. What a performance. Knockout. He must have got a fight of the night bonus on this event. That was a big finish versus a guy that was 11-0. Same record as him. Good prospect, but he was making his UFC debut. He might have had UFC debut jitters. Big event. Big prospect. He had a fight. So Harold there had a real tough fight in Houston. So did Dan. God damn it, Dan. Dog of the week. Couldn't get it done. Now, Dan Iggy is now sent to the shadow realm after that one. Mel Costa with the kicks. I said that was going to be a problem. At range, Melk was definitely going to have some advantages here in this fight. And with those kicks, those nasty kicks, I knew Dan was likely to get knocked out via kicks if he was to get knocked out. I didn't think he was going to get knocked out by Melk, Costa, and any kind of boxing combinations. It was definitely the kicks and the kickboxing I was worried about here. And Mel Costa, with the win streak, is a fighter to look out for here. Big win streak. That's 6 in a row for Mel Costa. The Dalmatian is looking dominant. He's looking fucking good right now. 6-fight win streak. Just did a spinning kick to Dan Ige's chin. Sticky Icky. He landed that one pretty good. And there's another fighter that went down after the doctor put punishment on his patient. Jeff Neal, he got knocked out again. This was a worry here after getting knocked out in his last performance. He got knocked out versus Carlos Prates. Vicious knockout. Weren't completely sure how he was going to come back from this. We just weren't sure how was he going to handle a shot from Medic. Early and often, Medic likes to fire shots, exchange, look for the knockout. He's not sitting back waiting for a judge's decision. Usually round one, he finishes his opponents. Like the commentator said, his 2 fights before Jeff Neal, they lasted like a minute. He knocked them out. He has serious power. Training at King's MMA too. The doctor is someone we need to keep an eye on as well. Serious knockout power. And he was pretty funny on the mic, not going to lie. Although he did lose to Jalen Turner. Someone mentioned that in Discord. Jump in Discord. It's absolutely free. A lot of forecasters in there being active. Appreciate them a ton. Discord, absolutely free. Hit the link in that description. It's Fluffy going to the Shadow Realm. He did get knocked out in the main event. He was a lock of the week. He was a big favorite. Fight Fiend was very high on him. I take my loss, and I think he's sent to the Shadow Realm. He was a fighter on a big win streak. He's going to have to build that back up, go back to the drawing board. Like he said, it was simply a mistake. He got a little wild and crazy in there. Kind of got sucked into Sean Strickland's game plan. Just got a little reckless. Got caught with the knee and knocked out. Credit to Sean Strickland. Credit to Arkansas MMA having the read to bet Sean Strickland. I might have laughed, but sometimes you got to be crazy to make some crazy money on the UFC. You never know what can happen. Look at the Jordan Monkey King bet I took. Jordan Levitt should have left it alone. He goes out there and gets it done at plus 350. I was crazy enough to take that. Arkansas MMA was crazy enough to take Sean Strickland money line. Sometimes you got to be crazy to make some crazy good money on the UFC. These fights can go any which way. They're standing there punching each other in the face. Anyone can get knocked out at any time. Anyone can slip, make a mistake. Judges could see it a different way than you. Anything can and will happen inside of the octagon. So you got to be careful and manage the bankroll wisely. Have a bankroll and manage it wisely. Now, UFC Houston, I wanted to do a live stream on Media Day. It was a good video. Check it out. I do live streams in the live section. It was a real quiet week. It's still pretty quiet in Discord, so it's absolutely free. Hit the link in the description below. Fight Fiends, forecasters. Get in Discord. It's free. Now, the next opponent for Fluffy, who do you think it should be? I think we should rematch. Not rematch, but reschedule the fight with RDR. That was supposed to be the fight. Let's reschedule that one. If not, I think Jared Cannonier, he's 10th ranked, 2 ranks below RDR right now. Maybe that's a good opponent. Someone that's a veteran, someone that Fluffy can get a win against relatively easy, in my opinion. Someone to build up his record back. This would be a good win, Jared Cannonier, in my opinion. Cannonier's been in there with Strickland. He's been in there with Adesanya. This would be a good win for Fluffy, but I would rather see him fight RDR first. That would be the fight to make, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments below. Who should Fluffy fight next? Who should Fluffy fight next? Seriously. Thanks, everybody, for staying forecasted on all videos. Prop Fiends Live Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm here rocking Team Canada. We're in the 3rd period with US 1-1, and we're probably going to overtime. So Fight Fiends running through the video quick, not trying to waste any time. So become a forecaster. If you want the bets, the platinum bets, like I said, I bet Canada and it to go to overtime here. 20, 30 minutes ago, you could have got the bet in Patreon. Become a platinum forecaster right now. You get the Zodiac bets as well each and every fight week. Become a platinum forecaster in Patreon if you want the bets. Thanks, everybody, for staying forecasted. We'll see you soon. We got UFC Mexico City coming up, and we're getting that damn dinero. We're getting that moolah. We're getting that moolah. Let's go, F3. Let's go. Let's go. Ole, 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 ole.